What's going on, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ezra. If you are new here in today's video, I am going to give you my end of the first quarter debt payoff update. So this is related to my debt confession that I did a couple of months back. This is just the first update of the year of where I am with my 3 out of 4 credit cards. I'm also going to share with you the balances of where I am with my sinking funds. So I'm not going to take all day. We're just going to get straight to it. So with my credit union credit card, my January balance was at $3,422.10. My March balance currently is at $3,100. The total paid in these 3 months is $427.26. And out of that, $162.02 was for interest. Oh, let me zoom y'all in. I am so sorry. Okay, let me go back and redo that. So for my credit union credit card, my beginning balance for the first quarter, January 2026, was $3,422.10. As of the end of March, end of this first quarter, my balance on my credit union credit card is $3,100. My total paid is $427.26. And out of that, $162.02 was interest. I have a cheat sheet over here. So if you hear me flipping paper, that's my cheat sheet. So my Discover card, and I know some of you all are going to be like, why didn't you work on this one first? I have reasons. My Discover card, my January 2026 balance was $10,182.17. Sorry, you guys, 17 cents. My end of the first quarter balance is $9,600. My total paid for this first quarter was $973.45. And the interest, this does suck, but I already knew this, is $603.45. Again, this sucks, but I knew this already. My reasoning for not focusing in on this card is because this one, my next one, the one that I am focused on, I just really had to tackle this one because one of my balance transfers, the oldest balance transfers on this card, and I'm tired of getting charged the balance transfer fee every month. For my first oldest is on this card, my second oldest is on this card. So that's why this is going first, and then I'm gonna focus on this one once this is done. Now, I hope that makes sense, but if it didn't, that is my reasoning for focusing on this City One card before this one. So again, my balance beginning in January for Discover was $10,182.17. The ending of the first quarter, my March 2026 balance is $9,600. Total paid was $973.45. And out of that, the interest was $603.45. Now, the card that I am focused on for this year, hopefully to get paid off by the end of October, is my City Number One card. The balance started at $7,375.95. My current balance right now is $4,150. My total paid is $3,512.99. Again, the total paid is $3,512.99. And the interest out of this, the interest paid was $462.99. Now, the majority of this total payment was made in February. I told you that I took some of my tax refund and put it on my credit cards. I put some of my tax refund on this credit card. That was a choice that I knew I was going to make last year, October. So I wanted to hurry up and try to get this card paid off by this year, the end of October. So every little extra amount of money that I have available that I know I'm not going to spend or need or anything, it goes here. So at the end of the second quarter, my goal is to try to get this down by close to $2,000. That's that's my goal by the end of the second quarter. We're going to see. We are going to see. I'm trying to develop a plan um to get this paid off as quickly as possible, but I need to know what my statement is going to be for April, or for my payment that's due May 1st. And if I'm able to, or when I'm able to develop that plan, I will let you know. So that is where I'm at with my debt payoff update on all three of my credit cards. My credit union balance is $3,100. My Discover card balance is $9,600, and my City Number One card balance is $4,150. I'm very proud of myself with all three of these. Of course, this interest is very low because the majority, if not all of this, was just cash advance. So my interest is never above $58 a month. So I'm okay with this. I will say my minimum payment with this card is now, as of when I made my payment this month, is $98. My minimum payment with Discover, I don't remember. I think it's still in the 200s, but it's in the low 200s. Let me double check that. Oh, I can't double check that on the sheet. I didn't write it down, but I think it's in the low 200s. And when I edit, I will put it up on the screen. And then my minimum payment with my City card is now in the 160s. So I'm definitely proud of that, because in February, not February, in January, my minimum payment, no, I'm sorry. The beginning of February, my minimum payment went from $222 up to $250, $249.95 to be exact. And when I saw that, that was the other reason that made me want to tackle this first, because I couldn't understand how did the interest go down one month and then the next month it shot back up. And because I looked at that and wasn't sure why that happened, and they could not give me a reason as to why it happened, that was the second main reason that I focused on this one. The first one, like I said, was because my oldest balance transfers on this card. And I don't know why I thought I paid it off, but I didn't. So I'm gonna go ahead on and get this taken care of. Like I said, my goal is to get this paid off by the end of October. So now I want to give you an update on my sinking fund. So let me clear this up and I'll be right back. All right. So as you know, I have decided to just have four sinking funds and not overwhelm myself with, more than what I can handle at the moment. I told you before that I used to fall in line with what everybody else was doing, having all these multiple sinking funds that I was trying to fund. But it got overwhelming for me, to the degree I was moving money from one sinking fund to fill another sinking fund, and then I ended up using that money for something else because something came up. And that was because I was not properly paying attention to what I truly needed to save for. So as you know, I have a sinking fund for Christmas. I have a sinking fund for Mint Mobile. I have a sinking fund for savings. This here is my extra credit card payment for my City Number One card at the moment. Once I get the City Number One card paid off, then I will continue to have this sinking fund envelope for my Discover card. Okay. And then the next one is for Vashti. Vashti is my vehicle. This one will never be fully funded because you never know what goes on with a vehicle. Hold on one second, you guys. Sorry about that, you guys. I heard something popping and I'm like, oh, my bacon. So my bacon was in the oven and I can hear it popping, and I said, oh, it's time for it to come out. So I just took it out, just waiting for my turkey breakfast sausages, white potatoes and sweet potatoes to finish cooking, and then I can go ahead on and um, make my eggs and do my breakfast meal prep for the week. But anyway, so Yeah, I got a story to tell you all about this one right here. She been playing with me. So let's go back to Christmas. Christmas, my initial goal was to save $400. Okay. That was my initial goal, to save $400, but my overall goal is to save $800. And that is because I want to give my family members, my immediate family members, my mother, my stepfather, my sister, and my nephew, I wanted to give them $200 a piece for Christmas. My goal was, like I said, is to, my ultimate goal was to save $800. I am currently at $440. I want to get to that $820 by December 20th. Do I think I can get it before then? Yes. But just in case, I gave myself some leeway. My next category is Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is my cell phone company. And as you can see, I have a note here and I will zoom in so you can read it. March 6, 2026, Mint Mobile, $386. This is my 2027 phone bill payment, fully funded. So I have not been funding this since March 6th. So we are done with Mint Mobile. The next one is my savings. So my savings is for, like I stated, is for an additional credit card payment. Right now, because my focus is on my City Number One card, that's what this money is for. I've been going back and forth as to when I'm going to take this money out and deposit it in the bank and then make that payment. I still have not settled on when I'm going to do it. So until I settle on when I'm going to do it, I'm going to continue to save money here. So what I have done is taken whatever money that I was initially putting into my Mint Mobile envelope, and I'm adding it to my savings envelope. So that's an extra $20 to $40 that's going in there. I'm sorry, it's an extra $40 that's coming in here in this envelope per month. Sometimes it could be $60 in a month. It's really nothing definitive. It's just what I'm able to part ways with as it relates to my budget. Currently, I have $890 in here saved up. And as you saw earlier, my current balance for my City Number One card is down over $3,000. The balance right now is $4,150. So we're going to see. Like I said, I haven't made up my mind, and I won't know until I get to the point where I'm like, let me go put this money and deposit it. What in the world? What is this squirrel? The squirrel trying to chase the bird. Lord have mercy. Okay, Vashti. Vashti currently has $602 in her envelope. Now, how I fund Vashti is this way: I take $40 out of my wallet per paycheck for gas. I also calculate how much gas I put in my car from my card. So, for example, I get paid on a Friday. If I know for a fact I'm not going anywhere on the weekend, when I come home, I will fill in my on my way home, I will fill my gas tank up. And that's usually before that man sent us into an unnecessary war. There, I said it. Um, I usually spend between $32 to $35 a fill up. And I may not have to fill up for another 2 weeks or whatever the case may be. But I take that extra $40 out of my account. And okay, you guys, let me clarify a little further. Whenever I get paid, I go to the ATM and I withdraw enough money to fund my sinking funds as well as take out an additional $40 for my gas. On my way home from work on a Friday, if I know I'm not going to be going anywhere over the weekend, I will again, not again, but I will fill up my gas tank from my card. That money has already been accounted for and it is removed out of my budget. That $40 that I take out of the ATM, that is the $40 that goes into my wallet. And that is the money that is used to cover gas that I used for an unscheduled trip, let's say to the doctor's office, if I have to go to my mom's house or my sister's house for an unscheduled visit or whatever the case may be, that $40 covers that. If I do not use that $40 in a 2 week time period, that entire $40 goes into my Vashti envelope. I hope that makes more sense. Put it in my wallet just in case I end up having to make trips that I did not account for within that 2 week time frame. So If I know I'm not going anywhere, or if at the end of that pay period I did not go anywhere and I still have $40 in my wallet, I take that $40 out and I fund this envelope here. And I just repeat the cycle. When I get paid, I get another $40 out, put it in my wallet. I account for me using my card to fill up my gas tank. And again, if I don't use that $40 or whatever is left of that $40, it gets funded in here. So every month, Vashti gets about $80. Her envelope gets $80 a month. Okay. $80 a month is what she gets. She gets no more. So when I pull money out to do my sinking funds, I'm only pulling money out for Christmas. Well, I was pulling money out for mint and savings. Now I'm just pulling money out for Christmas and savings. And the money that's in my wallet goes to Vashti. And again, she has $602 in her envelope. Now what Vashti did this first quarter, she really ticked me off, but I kind of understood it wasn't really her fault. It was the extreme cold that we had. So one day I was driving to work, my tire pressure indicator monitor came on. Tire pressure monitor indicator thing came on while I was driving to work. And it was not reading my passenger rear tire. I got to work, turned the car off, turned it back on after a couple of minutes. It was still lit. I got out of the car. I looked at the tire, pressed on the tire. I didn't see anything wrong. Okay, cool, whatever. So I waited a couple hours. It's about lunchtime. Went outside, started the car. The light was not on. Came home. As I'm backing in the driveway, the light popped on. It wasn't registering with the front passenger tire at this point. Okay, whatever. I'm looking at the tire. I said, okay, all right, okay. The next day, nothing. No lights popped on. All of the tires register, no issue, right? I come home the next day from work, it pops on. My front passenger tire pops on. It's not registering, but as soon as I get ready to shut my car off, it goes, the sensor indicator goes off. So I go through this for like a full 2 weeks. And then I had someone at my job check it. So I had a couple of mechanics at my job check my tires. Come to find out, my back rear tire had a big nail in it about this big. This one big nail ended up in my rear passenger tire. So my boss and another person went and got the tire fixed for me. They got it fixed for free and everything was fine. Tire pressure monitor indicator did not come on at the whole time I was at work. I parked my car in my driveway. I run in the house because I needed to make a run to the bank, and I get back in the car. The sensor goes off. So I'm going through this for another 3-4 days, and then it finally stops. And then I kind of start paying attention to the weather and realize it was going off because it was so cold. I don't keep my car outside. I keep Vashti in the garage. That's what I got a garage for. I don't know, understand these people that don't use their garages. I just don't, they don't use their garages to park their vehicle and be the ones complaining that they got to clean it off when it's snowing. But anyway, yeah, so I park Vashti in the garage every single day. The only time I leave her in the driveway is if I have to run in the house to get something, or if I'm unloading groceries or whatnot. And then she gets in the garage. So I didn't understand until like I said, it finally registered that it was the temperature. Because once it got warm, the tire pressure monitoring system did not alert whatsoever. Then one day it got warm and then it got cold and then it popped on while I was driving, saying that both tires on my passenger side were not registering. Now I've already paid for one of my sensors to be paid to be replaced, and that was on my driver's side, and that was $183 freaking dollars. So that's telling me at this point, because y'all know that man just did whatever he wanted to do, it was going to cost me at the minimum $200 for one. So I was like, well, I saved up some money. So if I had to use it, I'll use it. But thankfully, I haven't had to use it since it's gotten a little bit warmer. I mean, we did have a situation where the temperature went back down for no reason whatsoever, but only God knows. But since the temperatures have been up, my that indicator sensor has not come on, but I'm due for an oil change well, I'm not due, I'm going for oil change in May, and I will have them check that. And if I need to replace it, I do have the money for it. Yeah, Vashi, this girl, y'all know, she done sent me for a brake booster replacement. Found out the timing chain was jacked up. Okay, but you know what? The one thing I can say is that I'm glad that I actually, at all those times, I had the money to take care of it, with the exception of the timing chain, and the brake booster pump. I didn't have to pay for that. I just paid for the oil change, because otherwise I'd have been paying over $3,500 just for the timing chain itself. And I think over $300. Did he tell me $200, $300, something like that for the brake booster pump? But I didn't have to pay anything but $70 for my oil change. So yeah, and I know she can hear me talking about her, but she know I take care of her. She know I take care of her because she's all I got, and I'm still paying a note on it. So yeah, we got to take care of our only car. Okay. So anyway, you guys, with that, that is debt, my updated debt payoff journey, if that is what I want to call it, for this first quarter, as well as where I am with my sinking funds for the first quarter of 2026. So I'm very proud of myself. Again, I know a lot of you all will say you need to focus on Discover, but let me do what I want to do. I appreciate it, but let me do what I feel is best for me at this moment. Understand, I'm working with one single income, and everything is increasing, as you all know. And I'm quite sure some of y'all, your electric bill, if you haven't been paying attention to your electric bill or your gas bill, y'all read them bills thoroughly. Read those bills thoroughly. Make sure you're not getting charged for stuff that you don't know nothing about. And if you don't know nothing about it, you better call them and find out. But don't be nasty when you're talking to these people, okay? Don't be nasty, because some of y'all, I'm saying in general, because I don't think it's y'all, but you know who I'm talking about. Some of y'all, come on, come on. But I'm happy with where I'm at on all my credit card balances, and on top of that, my credit score went up, y'all. Um, and it went up to a number it's never been before, ever, ever. And that is because I've been consistently paying all of my bills on time, especially my credit card bills. Haven't missed a payment, paid it on time, paid more when I felt I could. So I'm doing good. Um, and y'all, I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm sitting here. Well, let me not say that. Let me not say that yet, because I haven't decided if that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, you guys, you all take care. I will see you in another debt payoff update video at the end of the second quarter. Bye.